Brendan, how you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good. Appreciate you coming on. Excited to have you on here to
Yeah, of course.
share your story, wins, the ups, the downs. I guess how you got where you are today. Last month, how much did you make? And I guess be as specific as you can to the sense if you have it.
So yeah, last month was probably around 5.1K collected.
Hmm.
Yeah, very good month for me. Even though it was pretty tough at the start, stuck through it, and came out on top really.
Yeah, I mean, definitely like success rewards consistency and persistence, which you definitely showed. Like you deserve where you're in today. I guess take us back to before you started appointment setting, before you started working with me. Where were you at, and what made you feel like you needed to start appointment setting and obviously join Athletic Freedom as well?
Yeah, so before joining, I was working a coaching job. I had finished my HSC not long ago and just finished school. It was my first few months, out of school, not really knowing what to do with myself. I literally just finished making my resume to go apply for a second job,
Hmm.
which I'm pretty sure I told you about as well. Um, I was willing to sacrifice my time, my freedom, and also, uh, time to put into my football
Yeah.
as well. But then obviously I came across you, saw a few ads, and you reached out to me, and yeah, it was just all
Yeah.
from there.
I mean, how much money I guess were you making before you came to me?
I was making like 800, $1,000 a month around there.
Oh wow. Okay. So obviously now you made 5.1k last month. What's been the biggest shift for you? Is it more money? Is it more of a drive, more of a, I guess, purpose when you wake up? Is it learning skills that will never make you less money for the rest of your life? Or is it, I guess, the freedom, the location, the time aspect, like for you personally?
I think the biggest thing is being able to go buy things without having to worry about how much money I'm going to have
Yeah.
left in the bank account. I think that's a big part of the freedom. But then also just having time freedom to, go to the gym or to, spend more time with my family, but also still make 10 times of, 5x more income than I was before.
Or
That's the biggest change for me.
what about this one? Playing FIFA on a Friday night with no worries, not having to go to work.
Yeah, that is right. Literally playing FIFA, the new FIFA game. I don't know if anyone here's had it
Yeah.
or anyone's got it, but yeah,
Solid.
that's a big one.
But I guess it's not just about FIFA. It's the ability to do what you want when you want it. I feel like that's what it boils down to. Like when you define like the freedom that people chase.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Very nice. Okay. I guess talk to the people about how you're actually making the money you're making. Appointment setting. What the hell does that mean? What are you doing? How are you making money sending Instagram messages?
Yeah, so currently I'm working on a fitness slash like weight loss offer for a coach called Darcy Fits PT on Instagram.
Hmm.
Um, and he helps people, 300 plus pounds lose weight without having to, live in a gym or use restrictive diets.
Yeah.
And I'm just basically I'm in his Instagram account, logged into his Instagram account on my phone, just messaging people who are interested in joining. Um, and if I book them on a call and they close, I get 10% of either a 3,500 USD package or a 5,500 USD package.
How much money did Darcy make last month?
He made just around 50K, 51K.
And you made 5.1k.
Yeah, 10% of that. Yeah.
10%. Okay. And in the next 2 to 3 months, how or to what level do you think Darcy's business is going to grow to?
I think we'll easily hit 70K, 80K very easily.
So that puts you obviously on 10%, like 7 to 8k, as his appointment setter.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, when you
Yeah.
put it that way, the economics become pretty clear. If you help Darcy make more money, you help him make 70 grand. Of course, he's going to be willing to pay you seven, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's that value of you making more money, but also you're obviously saving him time as well, which is probably the biggest reason why he would hire an appointment setter.
Yeah, because he can't be in his DMs all day. He's got stuff to do with, content, taking care of his clients as well, because he's obviously getting a shitload more clients now
Yeah.
onboarded. So he doesn't have time to message people all day who are interested in joining. Um, so I saves him a lot of time, and the better I get at it, obviously the more money I'll make, and then the more money he'll make as well.
There you go. Okay. Would you say there's a lot of coaches, I guess exactly like Darcy out there that all need like good trained appointment setters?
Yeah, 100%. I think if a coach doesn't have an appointment setter and a good trained appointment setter, then they're missing out on, huge amounts of money right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think I sent 6 or 7 job postings just yesterday alone, right? Of just
Yeah.
coaches that came to me looking for appointment setters. So the demand is there. They kind of just need good appointment setters that have the skills, that know how to send the messages, that know how to book calls, that actually like convert as well.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk about your story, getting to, I guess, the spot you're in today, making 5.1K last month. It wasn't all ups. There were some slower months. There were some downs. Talk about that, and obviously, I guess, how you got to where you are today.
Yeah. So, before where I was at now, I was in a role, it was my first proper role. So it was a good role to get my feet wet, get into opponent setting and learn a lot of the basics and just get reps in.
Hmm.
It was a role where it was a lot of hard work. Um, it was a good environment, but obviously the money aspect wasn't there. I was putting a lot of work in for about a month and a half,
Yeah.
and only managed to pull away with 1.1K collected, and it was like 1.7K that was overall made. Um, and there was another appointment setter who I was working with at the time in the job. And he, kind of threw the towel in. He complained.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was a big situation that went on. Um, you know, and I was like, the things that are in the program are, you know, extremely high level, and I know and I trusted that they would get me to where I wanted to be if I just put my head down and kept working and waited for that role to come across, that business that supported my skill set to take me where I wanted to be. And, it obviously worked out. I'm here making 5K months back to back. Whereas the other person who threw the towel in just because one role didn't work out is now who knows where, making probably not much money.
But at the end of the day, success rewards consistency, discipline, and persistence, like I said, right? But let me ask you this. The version of you 3, 4 months ago that was making $800 to $1,000 a month in that coaching job you didn't love, the version of you that was about to create a second resume to get a second part-time job that you probably wouldn't have loved, you had no real structure, no real routine based on what you told me, versus the version of you today pulling in more than 5 grand a month with more skills, with more discipline, with more consistency. Is it safe to say that committing to a skill set and making an income online and learning sales has changed the way that you live your life?
Yeah, 100%. It's 100% changed. Just having more structure in my life as well, and having, like I said, that freedom to just go purchase things because I need it, not because I don't have to look at my bank account and say, oh, I don't have enough money for this. I need, can you help? Ask my parents even, can you help me buy this? It's just that freedom has just completely changed my life.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If on our call you didn't felt like this is what you were looking for, you didn't want to commit and bet on yourself to move forward, where do you think you would be today if you hadn't started working with me?
Probably dreading the two jobs I'm working, wanting to, yeah, I would have just been dreading those two jobs and I would have lost a lot of money as well. Um, Compared to, if I didn't join. Um, so really the biggest thing that is like, oh fuck, how do I word this? Something about like time. I saw Iman Ghazi say some shit about this. It was like time. The biggest thing was just time, not money.
The biggest cost in life is the time you're wasting, not chasing, I guess, or not taking action or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like it's like the biggest cost in life is taking your time to invest into something rather than just doing it. If you just do it, you're gonna make more money than if you just wasted time.
I mean, here's a good analogy. I use this in the DMs a lot when I was working for a fitness coach. If, let's say, Rebecca, she wants to lose weight, she
Mm.
started her fitness plan 3 months ago, right? And she's been struggling for 3 months, but she's wanted to lose weight for 20 years. Has she been working towards this for 3 months or 20 years? Well, it's probably been 20 years. She just didn't have the courage to start 20 years ago, and she's just been thinking about it. She stayed stuck for 19 years and 9 months, and then she started in 3 months. So it's like usually the biggest cost, like you said, it's not from when we start. It's like from when we have the goal, and most people just stay stuck. They take no action, and they kind of just stay in the same spot.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right.
hmm I guess you're pretty happy that you bet on yourself. You believed in the process. You believed in your skills. Because you knew the program works. Like you had enough proof in front of you to know that the program, the process that we laid like in front of you that we were going to give you works. It really just boiled down to the fact that you believed in yourself, you bet on your skill sets, and your ability to learn and work through, I guess, like work through the learning phase.
Yeah, that's literally it. That's all it was. It was, the ability and not being scared to invest into myself. I think the reason why a lot of people stay stuck these days is because they just think, oh, this is a scam, or this isn't going to work, and But obviously, there's a lot of that out of there,
hmm
or a lot of that out there. But I really think the biggest thing that holds so many people back is just the inability for them to invest into themselves to learn something and then make more money from it as well.
I agree completely. Because like most people starting out, if you don't have experience making money online, you're not a business owner, you're not an entrepreneur, you're probably making three, four, five, six, 7 grand a month, right? At that stage, you times that by 12, you're not making that much money a year. If you have even $80,000 a year to work with, you don't really like. You're probably not going to be having an investment problem. It's probably just like an earning problem. So if you're
Yeah,
making eighty
yeah,
grand a
100%.
year or 60 grand a year, you can invest that money, or you can just learn how to make more money by learning more skills. You double your income, and then you have double the amount of investments to play with from there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's just almost like an endless road. Like you start off with appointment setting and you invest into learning that skill set, and then you invest again
Yeah.
into like closing or sales managing and stuff like that, and then just keep making more money.
For sure. I'm gonna guess talk through the progression you're looking to make. Obviously, appointment setting. You're looking to hit your first 10k month as an appointment setter right now. You're not too far off. I'd say probably like 4 to 6 months off. With Darcy, what does the progression look like for you from there in your mind?
Step into closing. Obviously, jumping on the calls instead of booking them. I'd love to be on the actual calls and helping people in that way, not only closing them because obviously it is closing them, but giving them the help they need, and they probably know that they need as well to get on a weight loss program, and to like really just change their life for the better.
Yeah, okay. And from closing, obviously you make more money. The guy in the program, Lockie, he's working for a similar company you're working for. He's probably going to make 15k this month, and he started working with me like 60 days ago now. Um,
Yeah,
and the point I'm making there is like, if you're skilled, if you have the skills, a top company will hire you, and you will be earning top money. From there, closing, do you see yourself starting a business? Do you see yourself eventually becoming an entrepreneur, starting a coaching business, or wherever you end up?
yeah, yeah, 100%. And there's just things that small little niches that I can nitpick out of that I'm interested in, myself. That I can just create my own online business with. I have I can learn all these sales skills, which will, help massively with launching that business
Mhm.
and, building a team around it as well to really get it up and running.
Yeah, the best like client results that I love the most, it's not the people that make 14 grand their first month. Of course, that is insane, but it's really the people who they have a slow first month, they work hard, they stick through it, and then a few months later, it has changed their life. They are where they want it to be because like seeing overnight success is great, but then really you haven't seen what success usually takes, which is a lot of hard work, which is some downs with the ups. And then from there, it's the people who go into setting to closing, and then eventually entrepreneurship when they're ready for it. Because like sales and appointment setting completely changed my life. And yes, you can make a lot of money from it quickly. Like sales is probably the one opportunity in the world that you can get rich quick if you're good at it. But
Mhm.
the most
Yeah.
like fulfilling testimonials that I see from clients are the ones that they really fall in love with sales. They fall in love with the journey as well.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. And yeah, sales is good to, obviously you can see people making quick money from obviously, the testimonials that you have, but I really think sales is a long-term game.
Yeah.
And if you think of it that way, there's no reason to why you can't be making 15K a month in the next 6 months or a year.
Yeah, well said. Okay. Talk about what we gave you in the program. I guess the modules, I guess the support from the team, and I guess the placement opportunities that we provide as well.
Yeah, so the modules were amazing. I remember going through the modules and thinking, holy shit, this is crazy. I feel like I could jump into the DMs right away.
Yeah.
They were super, super direct and super well made.
Hmm.
And then also the coaching calls as well were like, super helpful to gain more insight and also do some mock DMs
Yeah.
in those calls. And then also now, having client success managers. Big shout out to Matthew as well. I speak to him a lot,
Very nice.
especially with the role I'm in now.
Yeah.
Um, and also Henry. Henry's good as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
I speak to
Very
Matthew
good.
about the role I'm in now. Yeah, I got to shout out Henry as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I speak to Matthew a lot about especially the role I'm in now. And he's helped quite a lot with, directing me on what I should do if certain things happen and kind of what to do next. Just with where I'm at. So, the support being there from both Matthew and Henry is, huge. And I think it'll um drastically change a lot of the success for a lot of the boys and girls in the program at the moment.
100%. Okay. I mean, that's the modules, that's learning the skill, the active support we give you no matter at what stage you're in. You obviously doing very well in a role, but also when you're just starting out, we give you that support from when someone's learned the skill. Obviously, the placement opportunities that we provide, and the coaches that we have obviously coming to me. Like, I think I posted 6 or 7 opportunities today of coaches that reach out to me for setters. Do you think that's a big part of it? Because like the skills are great, but you still
Yeah,
need the roles to make the money.
yeah, 100%. And you're putting out forms and job opportunity posts that, are from six-figure companies, seven-figure companies, even who are making even $1 million a month or $1 million a year.
Hmm.
Which is huge because, if you're working for those businesses and you can get a role inside of those, you're making, $6,000 a month, $10,000 a month just from
Yeah.
messaging people on Instagram.
I mean, we had a role that sticks out. I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, Armani, footballer from Sydney, I posted a job opportunity. The company, they're worth like 200-300 million, and
Yeah,
they came in contact with me for an appointment setter. Armani is on 5% commission. They have unlimited leads, so it's like that is kind of the dream role. If you just get really good at what you do, I think the top setters are making like 20, 30, 40 grand a month because the opportunity is such a at like such a big scale.
yeah. And, if you find that a really good role that sticks, um, like when you mentioned, the top set is making like 20, 30K a month, and it's, very true. If you find that right role, with a big sales team and just, overall really well built, then you can easily make that money just from being good at appointment setting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not easy, but it's like if you do the work, then it becomes easy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I always say that the world is very fair. Like you get what you deserve. Not in all times.
Yeah,
Life is what's the word? Dynamic. We don't always know what's going to happen, right? But I think overall, over your lifetime, you get very much what you deserve. It's like you work very hard, you're going to be successful. If you don't work very hard, you'll probably be less successful. How successful you are is usually very, very fair to how much you try and how much like you are dedicated to the goals that you have, right?
yeah, 100%, 100% agree.
It's like I could be starting left back for Liverpool if I'd worked harder when I was 14 years old. It's like
Yeah,
when I was 8, I could have done more wall bounces. I could have worked harder when I was younger, and then maybe I'd be playing for Liverpool, but I'm not. And is that like the world's fault? Is that someone else's fault, or is that just me? I didn't train enough, right?
yeah, it's just yours, yeah.
Right. I always think that it comes down to you taking responsibility for your goals, and how much work you do, how much you care, how committed you are to your goals is usually the outcome you're going to get.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. Appreciate your advice, your perspectives. It's obviously been great to see your growth. Very inspiring for a lot of the guys. I'm sure you've worked very hard, which I respect a ton. Is there any last piece of advice you would give to someone, whether they're on the fence about joining the program, they're not sure about if it's what they're looking for, they're not sure if they want to work with me, if the modules are valuable, if we have the placement opportunities, whatever it is, or maybe someone already going through the process, they just started, the last 1 or 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think for anyone who's about to join or before joining the program, I think the biggest thing you can do for yourself is not to be scared to invest into yourself. Um, Obviously, we discussed before with the time thing and time of, the cost of time or the cost of money, right? So I really think that the biggest thing you can do for yourself is, don't be scared to invest in yourself. And I really think betting on yourself is one of the best things you could ever do.
Yeah.
Especially, you really have to look at where you're at now and, where you could be if you do make that investment. Obviously, me working a coaching job, almost about to apply for a second job. I was, 800 to 1,000, and at times I thought that was good, seeing all that money in my bank account. And then I came across you and I saw, holy shit, this is a lot more money.
Hmm.
And obviously after taking that leap and where I'm at now, seeing, almost 5 figures in my bank account already, um, it's a big jump. And I think for anyone in the program already, sales is a long-term game. I really think, if you're in a role right now where it's not doing too well, um, stick with it. Leon has, all the things in the program that for you to succeed at the highest level, for appointment setting. So, it's just a matter of when, I really think, just keep your head down, keep working. And when that right role comes across, you'll know, and the money will keep rolling in.
Boom. Well said. You know what? You're a completely different person from when I first met you 3 or 4 months ago.
That's it.
Right? You look the same. You're the same person, but it's like you articulate yourself differently. You carry different confidence. Um, I think at the end of the day, it just comes down to when you truly work towards your goals and you're giving it at your all, you progress so much quicker. Your character, your personal lives, the confidence you walk around with, that like levels up. Then also the skills you have, the skills you learn, how to communicate, all of these things follow as well.
Yeah, and these are just life skills as well. Like these are things that you not only use for appointment setting and sales, but just general life as well, talking to other
Yeah.
people and just being human.
100%. Cool. Appreciate your time. Excited to see
Yeah,
you hit your first 7, 8K month and then scaling up to 10. Um, if you need anything from me, as always, let's stay in touch. But other than that, I'll see you at the next one when we're at 10K a month.